When I think back of Hanford High, she is the person that I think about. An ongoing presence in the office and in and throughout the campus. She just had a personality that was easy to see, I guess you could say.
I called her a woman of substance. She called herself a round mound of sound. She's a full woman.
My mom was a teacher forever, since the universe began. I had her as a teacher, sophomore year of English, which was one of the coolest years of my life in high school. It was kind of like one big family, so all of my friends called her mom.
But I do remember her specifically with a sociology class, and it was an extremely popular class, and she brought such an energy and excitement to the psychology classes. There was more requests than there were spots available for kids every year.
She always perceived their potential. They say live in the moment. She didn't live in the moment with her students. She always knew what they could do if somebody reached them. And she was always that person.
She was freaking hilarious as a teacher. And any student that you come across, any former student of hers, would be like, oh my gosh, she changed my life. She was hilarious. I thought I'd hate English. She was so funny, and we always had such a good time in her class.
She was reading Time magazine and read an article about Kip Kano from Kenya. Darleen looked at it. She read that Phyllis, his wife, who was a nurse, had taken in their children who were left on a doorstep. Darleen wrote a letter and said, what do you need? And how many kids have you got? And Phyllis says, well, I've got 27. So we started sending clothes, discarded books from the schools, skirts that Darleen would make. Phyllis says, when are you coming to Kenya? And we go, well, I guess that's next. That was the start. Invited us over to school. It was an old abandoned high school and 500 students. And we asked, what do you need? We went downtown and bought all the things that they needed to get through the form test period. That was the start of the school. We ended up helping to build new classrooms, put a library up. The rest is history. Right now, we've got a dental clinic started. We're doing it once about every year if we can do it. I've got Hope Incorporated, which is a nonprofit, and we're still continuing. It's over 20 years at the school.
And when she went over there, she was like a celebrity. She was just loved because of the generosity and because of setting up Hopewell High School and because of setting up, all of these cool educational programs.
At that time, there was a student body award for Teacher of the Year, and it was voted on by the student body. It was like her 5th year in a row winning it, and I finally asked her, I said, how do you, stay connected with the kids? And she said, I just care about them. I listen to them, make the connections with the kids. And it's something that stood with me forever.
Time spent in the teacher's lounge, the way she spoke about her students, never heard her criticize a student or complain about a student, which if you're not familiar with teacher lounges, that happens, once or twice. Never heard her complain about a student. It was always what she could do to help that student or what she could do to reach that student.
I don't know, by the time you get to 30 plus years of teaching, that means that you've seen anywhere between 168 to 190 kids every single year. And when you count that out, and then you start having your students' kids, and then, it just ends up being this exponential growth of how many people have I really gotten to. And I think it's half a Hanford, really, at this point. Feels like it.
People are constantly asking, hey, how's she doing? If they don't know her story or have kept up with her, she's still around, what's she doing? So it's, when you see a 40-year-old and asking about their teacher when they were 16 years old, they've obviously left an impact in your life.